Today I want to speak to you about expecting the best. There's something so amazing that when you begin to expect the best in your life, you unconsciously begin to work towards this goal. And it's like you're setting a line in the ground and you're saying, I expect the best. I don't know about what's going on around me. I don't know about the situation I'm in. I know I don't have all of the resources yet, and yet I expect the best. I am willing to stack believability in expecting the best and making this a reality for my life. So there's a certain amount of trust that happens internally when you decide to expect the best for your life, and it's an exciting time. It's a time of movement. It's a time of complete progress. It's a time of leaving the past behind. It's a time where you have decided that you want a certain goal. You may not have the structure yet in position to get you towards it as a vehicle, but you are creating it. And what I really like about that is that your unconscious mind goes to work for you now, because in many times when we're speaking to people about goal setting, their unconscious mind is not on board. So consciously they want to do a thing, but they don't have their unconscious mind on board. So it's like they're in conflict with themselves. I mean, it's not like they're in conflict with themselves. They're in conflict with themselves. They just are not in alignment, and they're not moving consciously and unconsciously in the same direction. So they might go towards doing a thing for a couple of days, and it gets tricky, and they say, oh, you know what, it's okay, I really didn't want it anyway. And the thing about that is they didn't have enough believability to make that a reality. And a lot of the times what we can find is that a person is actually moving away from the pain instead of moving towards what it is that they really want. So they're still focused on the painful aspect of having the problem, not having the thing. So when you expect the best, you're focused all the way and tuned up. You're dialed in to what it would be like when you have this amazing thing. You're actually plugged into the full effects of expectation and having it. And I really like to visualize it like all the levers are moving in your mind, and you're beginning to figure out what it would be like to have this. So you're trying it on, you're feeling it, you're getting into brilliant, resourceful power state that is all about this can-do attitude. You expect the best and you feel good about yourself. Now, you know that state building is everything. If you can't muster up the state, you won't even show up anyway. So like state building is the key to everything. So if you can get yourself juiced up and motivated, if you can get yourself to the point where you know that, okay, I need to take this action and I need to take that action and I need to do this and I need to do that, then you can, if you can do it once, then you can do it time after time after time again. Yep, it takes some organization and some time management, but you have the tools to do it. If you're counting on just seeing the signs on the outside as markers to say, okay, good, I should proceed, I should keep going, then it's just not the same thing as expecting the best. And the thing about that is that there are challenges, some small, some big. And you know, if those challenges wipe you out, then that's it. I mean, how you gonna get to do the tricky things? So you must expect the best, and you must use your mind to clear the way for you. So what do I mean by that? Well, visualizations are a huge important part about whether or not you can believe in what you want. For example, what you see on the inside of your mind has a lot to do with what you can now see on the outside of your mind. Although you may not be plugged into that, you may not be associated with how that works, and that's fine, because we're not going into that in great detail. But what I do want you to know is that the thoughts are on the inside of your mind, the thoughts that you think, the words that you say to yourself, and how all of this makes you feel has a lot to do with what you can see on the outside. It has a lot to do with the action that you will take or you won't take. It has a lot to do with your believability. It has a lot to do with if you think you're in control of your life or if you think somebody else is in control of your life. And this makes all the difference, doesn't it, when we're speaking about personal power? Because personal power is whether you can do something or whether you cannot do it. You know, thoughts give us energy or take away from our energy. And the funny thing about that is if we let's do a little experiment now. If we think about something that's exciting and we can't wait and all of this, you know, you begin to notice spinning feelings inside yourself. And I kind of liken it to this spiral Christmas tree going up, and it just spins and spins and spins and spins, and the more it spins, the better you feel. And Richard Bandler calls it spinning feelings, and I'm down with that. I'm all with the spinning feelings. If you can begin to visualize yourself having a Christmas tree all lit up with energy and beautiful bulbs and just pretty things dangling and great stuff, then it actually feels like hope and can do and let's get it done and let's go and let's do it now. And the more you spin it, the more you want to propel yourself forward. On the other hand, if you think about things that, oh no, we're all gonna die, it's awful, oh no, it's not working out, then you actually do the reverse of that and it becomes an inverted Christmas tree. And this is what people have called a downward spiral before, and it's all to do with hopelessness and oh no. If you look at the submodalities, they become really dark and the possibility kind of just goes down the drain. So a lot of the time, you know, if you really want to take a look at how many of your thoughts are doing the Christmas tree and how many of the thoughts are doing a downward spiral, you can really see by the effects of your external circumstances. So what you're learning how to do is to activate the Christmas tree. And that's what you do when you expect the best. So when I talk about juicing yourself up, that's what I really mean. I mean that you're activating this Christmas tree inside you, and it's causing your feelings to be hopeful and probable and possible and can do. And at the end of that is infinite possibilities, where when the more you can activate your states, the more is possible for you, because you're now reaching higher levels of consciousness. And whether you know it or not, the bolder you are, the more that becomes attainable for you, the more that comes to your aids, in fact, you know, in the universe. So it really is interesting how it all works out. But the real point of what I'm saying is, you know, get your state right so that you can support what you want. If you say you want a thing and you don't support it with your internal representations, what's going on inside your head, because you say things like, oh no, it's not going well, I can't do it, and this negative self-talk that you've got going on, then you're sabotaging yourself right from the beginning. You know, some people spend a lot of time sabotaging themselves and blaming other people. And the thing about that is that that's just not a powerful move. It's not a powerful look. It's not a powerful action. That's not a powerful life. And it's nothing to do with like loving yourself on the inside. In fact, it's like it's really like being your own worst enemy. Like the more you do that, the more you beat yourself up, the more you insist on telling yourself how awful it is, the more time you spend in downward spiral. And many of you know that it can lead to depression. And the thing about that is, once you're in that state, who's going to get you out? You're counting on somebody else to get you out, because you're kind of stuck like in some murky swamp of self-loathing. So get that Christmas tree going. Do something as simple as that. Spin your feelings in the opposite direction and get yourself some power juice going on and begin to expect the best. Expect the best no matter what circumstances you find yourselves in today. It doesn't matter how crazy your circumstances are right now. It doesn't matter how chaotic your circumstances are. It doesn't matter how many times things have gone wrong already. It doesn't matter who says what. It doesn't matter if you can't believe in it. What does matter is that you do something different and you stop doing what you've been doing. Because if you continue to do what you've been doing and you play that like a movie so that it goes for the next year, next 2 years, next 3 years, next 4 years, next 5 years, next 10 years, next 15 years, next 20 years, next 25 years, then that becomes your life. And if you want your legacy to be everything that you're experiencing right now that you don't care for, then that's what you will have. And the thing about that is that you always have the chance to change every single thing in your life. Nothing is permanent. Like, no situation that you're in right now is permanent, because you can always change how you respond to anything, no matter what happens. I mean, my goodness, people have lost a limb, people have lost children, have lost this, have lost that, and still gone on to have fantastic lives and to teach people about what they've discovered about life. And that's it. If we begin to look at life as a big journey that we can learn from, we can evolve with, and we can find new ways to not just cope but to thrive, not just survive but to thrive, and to have an astonishing life experience where we are happy more of the time and unhappy less of the time, to the point where we expect the best for our life. So don't count on what you can see on the outside when you're expecting the best for your life. Expecting the best for your life means that no matter what you can see, no matter who said what, no matter who's doing what, no matter what's going on the outside of your life, you are prepared and are doing the work to change it on the inside of your mind. Changing things on the inside of your mind has everything to do with progress. You must be willing to begin to monitor the types of thoughts that you're thinking. Sometimes it's as simple as getting away from the negative naysayers, the people who are kind of wishy-washy or don't have any hope or belief for themselves. And it's about getting around people that either are calm and supportive, or maybe not being around any of them at all until you get yourself on some solid footing, some solid ground. Because people influence you a great deal as to what you are going to expect for yourself, because people don't mind telling you what they expect for you. And if you're trying to do something new, if you want to get to the point where you're on solid ground in your beliefs, then you need to build that belief up first. So you need to begin to teach yourself how to master your mind, and in mastering your mind, you can learn how to expect the best. But it's not until you can get that solid footing on the inside of your mind where you can begin to notice that a lot of the time you're putting yourself down, a lot of the time your thoughts are not helping you, a lot of the time, more than you consciously are aware of, everything is not exactly moving in the way that you thought it was, because you're not really doing the work as far as to support yourself on the inside. So pay attention to what you're thinking and how what you're thinking is making you feel. And you can change that with visualizations. You can change that with beginning to focus on times when you were powerful that you have in your memory banks. And the more you focus on those kind of feelings, the better you feel. And the more you're teaching your unconscious mind that this is what we're tuned into right now. This is what we're plugged into. This is what we want more of. This stuff is sexy. We want more feel-good situations, and we want less of this feeling sorry for ourselves and blaming the things that we can see on the outside. It's really just as simple as that. It's about really changing step by step, becoming more and more accountable for yourself, getting more and more personal power, and really applying yourself to watch how you're thinking and feeling. This is about just really beginning to appreciate who you are and feel gratitude for what you have, even if you only have eyelashes and skin and eyeballs and arms or whatever. If you don't have those but you have some other stuff on your body, then begin there. Focus on that. Be happy with that. Feel gratitude for that, and begin to amplify how great it is to have these things compared to the people that do not have those things and suffer awfully because they don't. So you must decide then to motivate yourself on the inside. And motivating yourself on the inside is a full-time job. You know, it's not a quick fix. It's a lifelong, ongoing lifestyle choice of deciding to motivate yourself and be good to yourself instead of being mean to yourself. So it's not that you can avoid doing one or the other. You got to make a choice, because you're going to be doing one or the other. So if you say, oh, Nadia, that's too hard for me, I don't have the time, I can't, and you're using this kind of powerless language, then you've already made a decision. You, at an unconscious level, you've already decided, well, you know what, I don't believe enough in myself, and I'm just gonna keep going the way that I'm going right now. And the thing about that is that you're right. You know, you're going to keep going exactly the way that you're going now, in that downward spiral, which will go on for 5, 10, 15, 20 years and can only get worse. Whereas if you begin to change and use the Christmas tree spiral and begin to spin feelings like that, your life can only get better every single day with the consistent action that you're taking to change your life. Your life can only get better. Yes, it might be hard. Yes, it might be that you need to apply more action. However, it's a payoff every single day for doing that, just for showing up for yourself every single day, just for changing the sabotaging habits that you had, just for beginning to care enough about yourself to apply and learn something different. There's a payoff, and it rewards you every single day. So keep going. Just decide, maintain good energy, and keep going. Motivate yourself on the inside and expect the best results. And you can do it. I know you can. My name is Nadia Harper, and I'm so glad to have been talking to you today about expecting the best. Remember, yes, you can. I can, I will, I am.